So today we're actually going to be talking about some news that has been circulating around where essentially the Pop the Balloon or Find Love show by Arlette Amuleni and BM, her husband, that is actually now going to be going on Netflix. Now, from my understanding, it is going to be it's gonna be more of like a, I don't even want to say reality TV show because it is reality. That's what's going on Netflix. I mean, that's what's going on YouTube anyways. But it's gonna be more of like a traditional kind of Netflix reality TV show for dating. Okay. So it's going to be this lady named Yvonne Orgy, who's actually going to be the host instead of Arlette. Okay. And apparently there's going to be celebrities, hijinks, and all this other stuff that's going on. So let's go ahead and read this little bit. And then I got some videos that we're going to go and play. So we're going to go ahead and look at this real quick. And this is what the intro, or I guess the profile image looks like. And it says viral dating show Pop the Balloon is coming to Netflix. Okay, Yvonne Orgy will host a new iteration of the series, executive produced by Bolia Matunda and Arlette Amuli. That's her husband. Okay. It says beginning April 10th, Netflix will stream a reimagined version of the beloved internet series Pop the Balloon. Pop the Balloon Live. Woo! Is the same show fans know and love, but with even higher stakes, fresh twists, and celebrity surprises all unfolding in real time. For those who are just now popping in, Pop the Balloon is a speed dating style online show created by Bolima Matunda, BM, and Arlette Amuli, who also serve as executive producers of the new Netflix iteration of the YouTube series. In the show, participants line up and others pop the balloon of those they're not interested in, especially eliminating them from the dating pool. As connections from the tensions rise, one thing is certain: when the balloon pops, so alas, does your chance at love on the show, at least with that person. The live version will bring eliminations, unpredictable dilemmas, and unfiltered romance straight to viewers. Now, well, let's continue. Plus, alongside everyday contestants, some of your favorite reality stars and personalities, including Johnny Bananas, The Challenge, don't know who that is. Chase Demore, Too Hot to Handle, don't know who that is. Farrar Abraham, Teen Mom, don't know who that is. And Zaina Cisse, The Ultimate Marry or Move On, don't know who that is, will join the show, stepping into a whole new dating experience, raw, real, unlike any that you've ever faced before. Now, before I get into the videos, one thing I do want to clear up, BM and AA did not create Pop the Balloon. It was actually by another lady. She's the one who started it, but hers just, the overall style and the overall way that she had it was not right. So the mic was not as clear of quality as you would like. BM makes music. So this is his thing. He's like a music producer, he's an artist. This is his thing, okay? So theirs wasn't that great, but theirs is, okay? Then just the whole look of it, it's, it was fine. It's all white, but they added some contrast by having the extra color in there and whatnot. Okay. And they also said for BM and Arlette, they also said, okay, we're having only black people up here too. Okay. So that's what's going on too. So they didn't start it. I would say they perfected it. So I mean, it is what it is at the end of the day. I think that's what it is. I don't know who these other people are, but before we get into the videos, I just want to say, I'm not that excited about it. I just don't. I don't know. It's like, I'm not that excited about it. I don't know this Yvonne lady. They said that she's from, Survivor, whatever the heck she's from. I don't know. I don't really care, to be honest. But I don't know. I just kind of liked just having Arlette there. Her facial expressions, her be like, oh, That kind of stuff. Appreciate, girl. We tired of hearing that answer. Give me something else. I like that. We got the cameraman zooming in. I get you could say like, oh, any cameraman could zoom in. I get it, but you weren't really seeing it like that in these other shows. Okay, we have Love Mountain, we got Florida edition, we got New York edition. We got all these other ones, which some of them aren't that great, but other ones I don't mind them. But if they pop up my feed, I don't mind seeing it. But that's the thing. It's like with this now, you're putting it behind a paywall, okay? Because Pop the Balloon is on YouTube. Okay, you're just watching ads and then you watch the show. Okay, now you gotta go and pay in Netflix that lowest tier. I heard is charging people. Now I got the higher tier, so I don't get the commercial. But that lower tier I heard is charging people, y'all. What are we doing? What are we doing? Okay, so you already got that going on. Now you're swapping out the hosts. And I get it's supposed to be like, oh, but because here's the thing. Is it so this is supposed to be airing on Thursdays? Are we also getting the other Pop the Balloon with Arlette, Amuli, and BM? Are we also getting this on Wednesdays and Thursdays? I just feel like you're dividing the audience in a way. Now you may say, oh, they'll watch it anyways. So if we're going to keep it on Wednesday, then we're going to keep it on Wednesdays. Or are we going to do it where it's like, no, we're going to have all the contestants that normally would be there on Wednesday. We're going to have it for Thursdays and we're going to have it live. So unedited and all that. We're just going to have it live. Okay. Or live, like they said the Cat Williams was live, but that was pre-recorded. Okay. Anyways, and I already seen it because I already went to his live one. But anyways, so are we canceling? I mean, is the Wednesday YouTube show continuing? We haven't heard anything about it. At least I haven't. So is that continuing? And then this Thursday one is going to be taking place of it. Are we now having double the contestants because now you got to have people for Wednesday and then you're going to have people over here for Thursday too? I mean, I'm a little confused of how that's going to work. Also, another thing that people were commenting on was the fact that now they won't see the comments. The comments be the best part about it. You go and watch it, be like, oh yeah, that contestant in the light pink. Yeah, that person did that. Well, now you don't have that. So how was that working? Okay, so that's where I'm like, some people want to see the comments. Some people want to be like, oh yeah, oh, you saw that too. You noticed that too. Yeah, how was that? How was it that person said this, but over here that person said this and no one said anything too? So now you're not having the comment section available for people. So it's like, all right, you have that. You now have a new host. And then now you're saying these celebrities, like you're saying the Johnny Bananas from the challenge. I used to watch reality TV, your traditional reality TV. The ones I watched though, okay, I was more of a Real Housewives of Atlanta, Little Women of LA, and the ATL. Okay. I watched a little bit of the Black Ink Crew, but Caesar and Duchess and their mess, I was just so over it with them. This was on mute. Oh, okay. This is the second part because your girl I was nervous. Okay. Anyways, but I will go and watch Black Ink Crew. Caesar and Duchess, they were getting nervous, but I watched a little bit of that. All right. It was stuff like that. And then, this is really garbage kind of stuff that you're watching anyways. Was never a fan of Love and Hip Hops. I just thought that was ratchet ghetto trash. So I was just like, don't want to watch that. And then there was a lot of other ones that I also was like, yeah, I ain't down for that either. Okay. So see this, and then you're saying the challenge. I didn't watch that. Too Hot to Handle. Don't even know what that is. Teen Mom. Oh my goodness. My sister used to watch that crap. And I'm like, why are we watching these 16-year-olds having babies? You're not even an adult. And you're out here just having kids like this. Like, I don't know. To me, that wasn't interesting. What was it? The other love shows, all of them. Now, I did watch 4 Weddings, Say Yes to the Dress, on my buddy's Carlos Bakery, which I went there in Hoboken. He was very sweet. But outside of those, this other stuff, I'm like, I'm not watching this. But I guess, yeah, people will watch it. We'll see how it goes. And I'm gonna call it later. But we'll see how that goes and whatnot. But let's go and see what some other people have to say about this.
How are we feeling about this Pop the Balloon going live on Netflix with Yvonne being the host? And are they still going to keep the regular Pop the Balloon on YouTube? Like, I have questions. Like, is it gonna be just like two different things, or are they like changing it? Because I just want to know what it's gonna be, because I don't want it to become something kind of like, because y'all remember when they was doing verses and how it used to be so good until I feel like it became overproduced, and then it kind of got kind of whack and kind of Hollywood, and then kind of just was like, this is not good anymore. So is that going to happen with Pop the Balloon? Like, is it going to come too Hollywood to produce and not like its authentic stuff? Did y'all watch the last episode? When that lady said to that man, when Arlette was like, so is he your type? And she's like, well, I don't know. It could be his lips. The way I hollered, that was just so funny to me. Anyway, I just don't want the show to lose like that. I don't know, that realness. I just don't want it to lose that. And I wonder, going over to Netflix, will it lose that? Are y'all excited about this going over to Netflix? Are you guys going to tune in? What we doing? We watching? I'm going to watch for sure, because I want to check it out. But is it going to be good? And also, too, why is that hand white? Is what I want to know. Is that a telling sign of what's to come?
Now, before we continue with this, that is also something that I wanted to mention in regards to this. One, I wanted to address that comment that she was making about the guy with the lisp. Which is one of my favorite words, because if you have a lisp, you can't say lisp. I used to have a lisp when I was younger, and I got to correct it. But he had Invisalign, or like my dental office, Sure Smile, so it corrects your teeth without the metal braces in between. Okay, so it's like it's a retainer that you'll put in, and it'll kind of correct your, well, not kind of, that's what it'll do. It'll correct your teeth, so, but anyways, stuff like that, people, I didn't find that to be funny, because I was just like, I don't know. I was like, come on. He's like, man, I gotta straighten my teeth. What you expect, because you can't have them in when you're eating, or besides water, you can't have them in when you're eating or drinking, so it's like, well, when can I have them in? Well, when you're not eating or drinking. Okay, well, what about on the show? Oh no, you gotta live. Well, dang, man. But anyways, that is something that I noticed that people were wondering, and I was wondering too, and that's also why I mentioned that Arlette and BM has a cast of black people. What's her name? I keep want to say Ashley. Tiffany Henyard of Dalton. She said, "We black, we black." Ever since I heard her say, she said, "We black." Ever since I heard her say that, I'm like, yo, I gotta say it the same way. But no, in all seriousness, though, you have here, all black people, or mostly black for the mixed people. Okay, because I believe if you have black people, I'm black, that means you're also white. And if you say no, then we'll just say that you are mixed, which is what you are. Okay. Argue with your daddy, not me. Anyways, but when looking at that, I'm just like, that's the thing. That's why I didn't really like this title card, I guess you could say, or this title profile image that they had. Because to me, I'm looking at these dudes and I'm like, these dudes look like, even though you've seen the profile of them, the silhouette, I'm looking like they look white. They look white, so I'm like, there's no white dudes on this show. And they got a hand. And I'm looking like, but there's also, now you could say, oh, well, maybe they light skin. I don't know. I'm not buying that. Okay. Her hand looked whiter than mine and I'm pale. Okay. So I'm like, I don't know, yo. I don't know. This is looking kind of white to me. Look like they're going to be adding in more than just black folks. And the thing about it, why people like this show, and why people also say certain things like, oh well, it brings out the negativity in the black community, is because these are only black people mixed in there, no pun intended, but is mostly black people, so it's like, when you're bringing in, I mean, just from your title card, it's showing that this is not a black show. So it makes me wonder, what else is changing? Oh, we got hijinks and celebrities, and oh, it's going to be these people from here, and I don't care. Where's my Arlette? Where is my BM? I played too much. Let's continue.
Show on YouTube, Pop the Balloon, is getting a show on Netflix. Sorry, I know that this show is highly critiqued for the people mainly who go on it, but Arlette, the host who came up with this show and whose channel that this show for the most part is on, is an absolute genius. And guess what? She's going to be an executive producer for the show when it goes on to Netflix. You're wondering who the host is going to be. It's going to be the one and only comedian Yvonne Orji. Yeah. Yes! Now, from a business perspective, this was a very smart move for Netflix to do, because these videos have scored over 100 million views, according to Deadline, who I'm pretty sure broke the news. And it's also going to get produced by Sony Pictures Television's Sharp Entertainment, which was the producers behind 90 Day Fiancé. I hope with it being moved from YouTube to Netflix that it doesn't lose its luster, because it coming out on YouTube and like being made just like raw in the way that it is, to it going to be now very like highly produced, is a little bit like, I have a little bit of like, but I still want to see how it all turns out. And also too, when it comes to casting, it needs to be the same. Like, it needs to very well be people, everyday people off the street in said local city area. Like, don't get up on here trying to bring these influencers. No. Now, I know the black community is going to eat this up. But honestly, y'all, I truthfully am a fan of this series, always have been. It's something that I just quite literally can't stop watching. Like, anytime I want to have a good laugh, I put on that Pop That Balloon.
But this is also something I actually do want to mention. Like I mentioned earlier, she didn't originate it, okay? But two, I also mentioned how they said, oh, we're going to have everyday people mixed in with the celebrities. We got my teen mom, the challenger, the ultimate whatever, find some love. And then you're going to add in other people. Clearly, there's going to be other races in there too. Then it makes it not this kind of particular Pop the Balloon. And then the lady mentioned, oh, well, there's going to be more production. What more do you need for a Pop the Balloon show? We got the background, which looks great. We got the audio, which looks great. Which sounds great. We got the host, who looks great. She always makes sure her hair done. She's not wearing ripped jeans and, sagging pants and some booty shorts and some nasty boots that is sweating all day with your feet up in there. We're not having all of that. So what else are you really doing? They already done the production and the audio for you and perfected the host. What else? And I'll check out the first episode just to see what it's going to look like. But I get this feeling that is not going to be the same Pop the Balloon that we know. And like I said, are you guys replacing the Wednesday shows? That's what I want to know. So, I don't know.
Just know, I'm saying this right now. TV shows are cooked in the next coming years, bro. I already peeped this with that Sideman show Netflix put on Netflix. You know, the one that used to be on YouTube and now it's on Netflix. Now they are putting the Pop the Balloon show on Netflix with live episodes on Thursday, starting April 10th. One, that's crazy because they're getting rid of the original host and putting this girl on. Do you not understand that people watch the show because of the host? No one's going to watch her. Like, what are y'all doing? And then two, no one is trying to watch Pop the Balloon on Netflix. That's a show you watch on YouTube, like while you eating food. Like, these companies don't understand shit. So yeah, it just looks like Netflix's new strategy is to get YouTube shows and then put them on Netflix with a bigger budget that no one asked for and hoping that people will watch it. Don't be surprised when you start seeing Jubilee and BuzzFeed videos on Netflix because that's the way they're going. TV is cooked!
Nah, this is crazy. They somehow got the Pop the Balloon show on Netflix. Apparently, starting on April 10th, they will be having the Pop the Balloon show on Netflix live. And apparently, it's going to be streaming every Thursday after that. Now, the host that started the Pop the Balloon trend on YouTube, Arlette, is not going to be hosting the show on Netflix, but her and her husband are the executive producers of the show. And I'm not gonna lie, it's crazy to see a trend that started on YouTube make it all the way to Netflix. But nowadays, it's becoming more and more common with YouTubers like Mr. Beast, who had his show Beast Game streaming on Amazon Prime. And I'm interested to see how much the show is going to change with it being on Netflix, because obviously they're not going to keep the same exact format that they already have on YouTube, and now they're streaming it live. Either way, this is a huge W for Arlette and her husband, taking their show all the way from YouTube to Netflix.
And I also want to mention his waves look absolutely amazing. Okay. They look juicy. They look great. Okay. But let's, I got one more video, to play and then I think we're done.
We did not need Pop the Balloon to become a Netflix series. I was highly disgusted and disappointed when I opened up Instagram and I saw that not only is Pop the Balloon going to Netflix, but that Yvonne Orji, most known for her role in Insecure, is going to be the new host. Now, some people are speculating that the original host, Arlette, sold the intellectual property to Netflix, which is why she will no longer be the host, and that's why they have Yvonne here. Y'all, I don't care. I don't think that this is a good move for Yvonne. Yvonne, if you wanted a job, you should have called Tyler Perry. I know that it is very difficult for Black actors and actresses to find work within Hollywood, but I don't think this is a good look for you. I just don't. The Black community is under attack between Don Julio and Popeyes, Pop the Balloon, all these different kind of podcasts, the music industry. Lord knows that's its own consortium of foolery. Like, we don't need any more negative low vibrational programming. Baddies already got that on lock. Zeus Network already got that on lock. Like, we don't need any more of this foolishness. I want some good constructive shows. Like, one could even argue that Beauty in Black ain't really all of that, because it does show Black people, you know, being rude, Black people getting involved into, you know, dirty business. Like, you know, it shows us into X work, but it has a real plot and storyline. So I'm gonna give it a pass. You know, it's real TV that's actually good and entertaining and tells a real story with real character development. But all of these reality shows, all of these YouTube shows, again, all of this music, a lot of it is just not serving us. Like, we got to break that generational curse of supporting this. But I know a lot of y'all gonna watch it because you love the foolery, you love the laughs, you love this dry ass form of comedy. But we got to do better, and we need to not watch this so they can get it off Netflix, because there's a reason why a lot of people from other communities see Black people in a certain way, and it's because of this kind of programming. I'm sick and I'm tired of it.
So I actually understand where she's coming from. So you have two types of people, really. You have the one type, like me, who enjoys these pop the balloons. But for me, I don't enjoy all of them. I enjoy particular ones. Okay, so I like this one. And then there was another one, I want to say the guy was in Chicago. He was like a famous guy that he just started doing pop the balloon. So I don't remember. But anyways, and I like those particular ones. These ratchet ones and these 20 versus 1. I don't, those, I don't watch those. I only watched the one where it was that little boy, and I was like, this is what y'all doing on here, and it's like, oh, let's go and have a rapper and women giving him in the back, I'm like, it smells up in here. I can't, so with those, I'm not really interested in. But then you have the second person where they just don't like this kind of stuff because they feel as though it's negativity being brought upon the Black community unwarranted. And the reason why they feel like that, which I understand why they feel like that, the reason being is because, yes, you have people who are, oh, I don't like you because you light-skinned. Yeah. I'm still Black. Because and this is what always gets me. People will say like, oh, I don't like it because you light skin. Oh, that's what was on the latest episode, which was interesting because there was a chick who was a medium kind of caramel, like my sister. Well, y'all don't know. But anyways, like a medium kind of skin tone. She said, no, you're a little too high yellow for me. Well, she said, you're a little too yellow for me. Okay. And then they were like, oh, whatever. And then there was a dark skinned chick, real dark skin, and she said, nah, you're a little too light skin. Oh, pop. I don't get why you said that. And it's like, whoa. Then they were talking about racism, which color is not race. So there's Indian people who are way darker than me. There are Mexicans who are way darker than me. So, I mean, what are we talking about here? That's not racism. That'll be more colorism. But they were talking about that, and it's like, well, hold up. The dark-skinned chick says she don't like light skins. Y'all up in arms. The medium-skinned chick, the radio lady, she says she don't like light skins, and y'all like, all right. But even with that, I get people have preferences. I can understand that. Me, like I said plenty of times, I never grew up in a household where color was emphasized at all. We never looked at color as like, oh, well, you know what I mean? Yeah, we'll poke fun here and there, but it was never like anything serious. When I say we would poke fun here and there, they poke fun at me. Okay. They poke fun at me, and that was really never talked about my dad, and he was freaking 3 shades. Okay. His feet were as pale as the front of my palm. It was as pale as my palm. Meanwhile, his freaking face was as dark as this brown that's right here. Okay, because he worked outside. Okay, so what wasn't covered got tanned. All right, so what wasn't covered got tanned. Okay, but I'm like, okay, y'all, they'll be like, oh man, look at the 2 tones, whatever, whatever. But I was called high yellow when I was younger. I even had a teacher, because I remember I went on vacation one time while we were, during school, about a week. And then I come back, and then the teacher was like, where you been? And then I was like, I was sick. And she looked, the Black teacher, she said, you left out of here high yellow, and you come out here caramel brown. She said, somebody like, I said, okay, you got me. But anyways, you know what I mean? So, I mean, I didn't, it was like whatever when I was younger. But here's the thing. And this is why people also say it's negative. What were to happen if I go and say, me, Miss Light Skin Alex, I don't like you if you're darker than me? That would eliminate so many black people in the community. It would be ridiculous. It would only be light skinned people I could talk to, or I have to swap to another race. So what, and this is what people are also talking about, okay? Like, okay, you guys are saying, oh, well, I don't like anyone. I don't like light brights. I don't like light skins. I don't like high yellows. I don't like red bones. And, okay, but what if I were to say, or all the light people say, I don't like anyone that's darker than me? Because that's what you're saying, really. So it's like, I don't like anyone. You'll be like, whoa, what is that supposed to mean? Oh, you don't like your mama? You don't like, and so then it's like, well, hold up. So now you're showing the colorism within the community that we already know exists anyways. Okay. Then you have episodes where dudes are talking about people's wigs and weaves and whatnot. One chick, she was bald headed. She didn't have it. He's like, man, I can see the hump. She's like, there is no hump. There's no hair under here. And then you got women. Oh, your shoes, your height. Oh, you short. Yeah, it's like, you know what I mean? It's just dumb stuff. Like the episodes I like. Don't get me wrong. I like the little, 20s and 30s, but because I mean they're just pure entertainment at that point. Because a lot of the people aren't mature at those ages, anyways. But what I do like, or what I did like, was, you get the 40 and up, or, about 30, what was it? 35 or up, something like that. Because they made more sense. You have some people that just still say some crazy stuff because they just aren't attracted to you, whatever. But then you have some other people that say, yeah, you're religious and you want an extra religious person. I'm not that. So I'm not even going to waste your time now. So I can understand that. But when you see some of these other people that just be saying this other stuff, it'd be like, you know what I mean? So I understand where people are coming from when they say, yo, I don't want to see this, because this isn't really promoting black people. Now, you may say, well, she was talking about Tyler Perry and Beauty and the Black, which is amazing, by the way. And I'm waiting on that season 2, Mr. Perry. Okay. But, you have people who talk about Tyler Perry and all his stuff. Here's the difference between the two, because you may say, oh, it's crazy. It's a freaking show. It's a movie. What do you expect? These are movies. This isn't reality TV. This isn't Real Housewives of Atlanta or a Black Ink Crew or Love and Hip Hop or Little Women of Atlanta. These aren't these kind of shows. This is a movie. These are TV shows that we're getting. People could say all they say about Tyler Perry. Oh, he's also getting black people paid. Because there's not too many white people out here that be like, yeah, we're gonna have. I'm a white director, but I want, besides like maybe a Quentin Tarantino, but he says the N-word every child. Tyler Perry didn't start out like that, okay? But this dude, outside of him, there's not too many white directors or executive producers that's gonna say, you know what? Let's have an all black cast or majority black cast. Tyler Perry says, I'll make a majority black cast. That's fine. He knows his audience. Let's keep it real. He knows us. Okay. We're going to watch it. So he has no issue with doing that and paying you well. Cicely Tyson, Taraji P. Henson. There's many more. You had what's freaking Tia Mowry's ex-husband that I think they're supposed to be getting back together. I don't know about that. Corey Hardrick. There's plenty of people who actually said, yo, yeah, he pays you what you are worth. Other white directors and other people I've been working under certain religions, you know what I mean? They don't pay me what I'm worth. I'm getting paid way less than that of a white person. Yet I'm the lead. Make that make sense. You'd be like, wait, hold up. What? Yeah, Tyler, he actually pays me well. So I guess I'm confused. He's giving you a job and paying you well. I don't think these contestants are getting paid. I know that they're not getting paid on the regular show, because they're on there for clout. A lot of them are anyways. Some of them are for love. I would say it's more like a 60-40 split. Okay. 60 for clout. in the other, because oh well, yeah, I got this T-shirt line and this jacket line, and ooh, I would make bracelets, and oh, I got the necklaces, and oh well, I'm a YouTuber, and oh well, I'm an esthetician, and oh, go follow me on my realtor page. Y'all not look for love. Love is secondary, promotion is first. Okay. So I can see where people are coming from in that regard. And, you're going to be on Netflix, so at the end of the day, even just judging by that dang hand, I'm like, that don't look like a black person's hand. That looks like a white person's hand. Looking at those dudes, those little silhouettes, I'm like, that's clearly white folks. Like, if this has majority black people, I'm going to be shocked. If it is all black people on the very first episode, I'm going to be shocked. Because everything I'm seeing so far, I'm like, this doesn't look like it's going to be black. And that's what was interesting about her show, was the fact that there were no other races. Now, you had some mixed people up in there, but overall, everyone was black. So it's like, I don't know, but let me know what y'all think. You got people who are divided, some people who are for it, some people who are against it. So let me know what y'all think about this down below.